All right. Join me right now is XFC middleweight prospect Braden Smith. How you doing, Braden, man? Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the long layoff that you have had. You know what I mean? The last time you were in action was almost 2 years ago. The last fight was against Matt Dixon. Coming out of that fight, what was your outlook?
Honestly, I didn't take it too hard. I mean, obviously I was mad, but I wasn't happy with myself. But like in a way, like I knew that like I wanted to know like where I was at before I went to the UFC. A lot of people, they go like 6-0 and then they get signed to the UFC, but they haven't fought like nobody, and I had took some hard fights and won some and lost some. I fought Kyle Stewart and lost. I fought AJ Nichols, who's like 6-2 now, and he's really good, and I had a good win over him. And I think he's gonna go far too. And like I knew where I stood, so I was like, I went from there and said, you know what, like I just need better training. I just need to train with the best guys in the world, and you are who you surround yourself with. So I didn't take it too bad. I just knew that I was still young in the game and needed to get better.
So after that, were you somewhat bouncing around a little bit?
Yeah, I went to one gym after that because I was training with a lot of just pure jiu-jitsu people when I fought, those last like 4 fights. And I did that, and I assessed too. I was like, you know what, I'm too big for 170. I was, 23 at the time. I was growing. I had some really hard weight cuts. One fight I even passed out and hit my head, and after I got out the sauna, and I still fought. And
Wow.
I just went to that one gym, American Elite, and got a lot better. I was training with Demorio Dennis, who fights for Glory, and my kickboxing got a lot better. And then when I came here, I was training at ATT, and then I started bouncing around because it was just kind of because of the lockdowns. But
yeah, let's talk about the beginning of you heading over to Southern Florida. It was at the beginning of 2020. Just break it down, like what exactly happened.
So I get into an apartment. It was empty because we hadn't bought any furniture yet. My fiance just graduated nursing school, and she couldn't get a job because the hospitals were empty. Then I was at ATT for like 4 weeks, American Top Team, the headquarters, and I was doing well. Like I was doing great. I was like, sometimes I'd surprise myself. Sometimes I'd be like, holy crap, this guy's amazing. Like I need to train with this guy more. But it was almost like MMA heaven, like honestly. And then everything stopped all at once. It was really weird, and being far away from home, it was just weird. Honestly, I think it happened for the best, now looking back, but it was definitely crazy. But it was weird because it guided me into like a perfect direction, with, meeting Greg Hardy and him introducing me to everyone. And in the end, I kind of got what I was asking for.
Now, who is surrounding you in this camp, in your new team? Who is the people?
So I got a lot of people. I got Frank Lester for my striking coach. He holds pads for me a lot, and does film. It's almost crazy because I've never had a coach that like is obsessed with like fights as I am. Like he's over here like sending me links and stuff. Watch this fight. You need to study this, and like I feel like I'm his like portrait, honestly. Like, and then it's almost like a Dwayne Ludwig, TJ Dillashaw thing, and then I got Charles McCarthy, who, he's amazing too. He fought in the UFC. He's a really high level jiu-jitsu, very good jiu-jitsu for MMA. And like, he's so humble. Like he gets like the best guys around to teach practices. Like he doesn't like think, oh, my way's the best way. Like, a lot of times he doesn't even teach the practice. Like he has other people come in. And then I got this guy, Devin Moultrie, who he doesn't compete, but he's a really high level black belt, and he's a heavyweight. So I just got done rolling with him for like 25 minutes. He mopped the floor with me. And I got Roman Hamad. We call him Rami. He's a Muay Thai world champion. I think he was a world champion, like a champion in like point karate. He's like a wonder boy with like elbows, like super high level. And he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu too. I mean, the list goes on, and the team is just growing, and it's crazy.
Yeah, looking at your Instagram, you got, Thiago Silva. I seen you've been working with him a little bit.
I sparred him one time. I just, he invited me to do one of his, his classes, and then he sparred me for like an hour. I woke up out of bed literally went in. I thought we were gonna do like kickboxing drills. Like I didn't even know. Like that was what I was told. And then he was like, you're pro. And then I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you want to spar? And I'm like, yeah. I didn't stretch, warm up. We like duked it out for like an hour. It was crazy. And then he's super cool too. But yeah, Rashad Evans, I forgot about him too. Like Rashad, I got to train with him a lot. That dude was really cool. And you know, we had some crazy training. He still got it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, it seems like you have a good group around you. You know, you get chances to mix it up with big veterans of the sport. You know what I mean? Kind of gauging where you're at in your career, right? A lot.
Yeah, gauges where you're at. Like my first guy here, like they were beating me up, like but like it's sink or swim. Like you got to get better, and crazy confidence going into a fight with like a regular person, because you're like you don't get to train with regular people. But yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, now you know you're set to headline this fight. You know, the first ever XFC Young Guns card. How did this all get put together?
I just I hit up my manager and was like, I'm ready to go now. I told him I would be ready when I was like I said, doing well with the best guys. And he tried to get me on an LFA card first a couple times, but then like the opponents like didn't take it or whatnot. I don't really know the details. And then he just offered me an XFC fight, and I didn't even know it was for XFC at first. He offered me the opponent, and I was like, yeah, sure. I thought it was like a more local card, like a smaller one. And then he was like, oh no, it's for XFC. And I'm like, dang, that's pretty cool. But yeah.
Now you're facing Franklin Patterson, and you mentioned earlier that Frank Lester, he's your coach. He's studying the film. What is your guys' breakdown on this guy?
Oh, well, not studying film on him. He's been studying like just fights in general. Like, no, like honestly, like we watched him like one time, and like, I mean, I'm not, you know, I can humbly say, I don't like the word humble, but you know, I think I'm gonna annihilate him probably. So he's just, it's a good fight back. My biggest focus is I have to just focus on me. Like I have to focus on not being like ring rust. You know, I have to focus on making sure I breathe, like making sure I get myself calm before I fight. Like, because it's like, you know, I've never took 2 years off, so it's like I don't know. People say you have, you know, ring rust. We're about to find out, but you know, I think even if I'm ring rusty, I'm still gonna win. But I want to perform. Like I want this to be like flawless. I want it to be a great win.
You've been fighting at welterweight. This fight is at middleweight. You mentioned earlier that you know you had some complications with that. Now you're set at middleweight. Did you put on size to kind of fill in to the division over the last 2 years?
Yeah, and I especially put on size. And what's crazy too is like I went mostly vegetarian. Like I only eat eggs for other than like vegetables and stuff like that. And I actually was struggling to put on weight because of, you know, all the training and stuff. And then when I tried to go plant-based, I was lifting and I was putting on like lean muscle like really fast. And after the lockdown, I was able to lift like 4 days a week, and I shot up to 210. I was like 197, I'd say, probably at my heaviest, but I was lean, like, so it was hard to get down to 170. And then I shot up to 210, and I was lean at 210. And then once I started training like 3-4 times a day, like here they have like a crazy schedule, and I'm only lifting like once a week. I got to like 200 walking around, and you know, eating as much as I think the biggest thing is like I'm eating perfect, and I'm proud of myself because I could have cheated and ate some bad stuff, but I literally ate perfect this entire time since the fight got scheduled. Even before that, I was eating clean, and no meat, no nothing. Just, you know, the only thing I eat animal products is eggs.
You're proof, man. That Game Changers documentary, you know, everybody turns to that when they talk about those things, huh?
Yeah, man. Like I just didn't tell anyone because everyone would be like, no, you're gonna get too skinny. And I was like, I'm just gonna try this for a couple months, and I just gradually like weaned myself off. And like next thing I know, I was like, dude, I feel amazing. My cardio, I can roll. I can train for like 45 minutes straight. Like it's insane. So
you mentioned annihilation earlier, and you have 100% finishing rate. So what does the annihilation look like?
Well, I will take a submission if he forces me to take his neck, but I don't want that. Like my kickboxing has gotten way better. I want to. Well, I mean, I can't give away some secrets. You know, like
Yeah.
a lot of power, like a lot of speed. I've gotten faster. I'm at middleweight. I got finished with my last fight in leg kicks. So 2 years I've been working on my leg kicks a lot. So I hope I get to show that. And I'm just it's going to be annihilation. I want a TKO or a knockout. Like I would love to just starch him. But if I have to take a choke or something, I will. I'll be a little mad afterwards, but I'm not going to just probably let go of something. But yeah, something bad. I've been having some ill thoughts. So,
Visions.
yeah, I've been having some scary thoughts. So.
All right, man. Well, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. You know, on March 27th, you're going back to Oklahoma. So how does that feel?
I mean, it feels normal. My only thing is I gotta borrow a car when I get there, and I still only gotta sleep out in a hotel room. But no, I mean, it's the same thing. Like it's just, I'm actually kind of glad it's at a place where, since it is my first fight back after 2 years, it is in a place where I fought at like 7 times. So it's like, I feel like I'll just roll up in there and everyone will know me. So I'm like, I can't imagine being too rusty, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm a game player, so I feel like that's all in your head, honestly. So, yeah.
All right, Braden, man. Thank you so much, man, for the time. Good luck on the fight and
Yeah.
all the best.
Thank you, man. Thank you.